Days at 5.
Carl Lewis does it. Likewise, Mary Lou. And so did Big Brother Sam. Randall Cunningham runs, jumps, and whatever else is needed to move the Eagles' offense. In the summer, Bo runs for the Royals. Then in the fall, just for the fun of it, he runs for the Raiders. Two premier athletes on the turf today in Philadelphia.
NBC Sports presents the National Football League. Today, it's the Los Angeles Raiders versus the Philadelphia Eagles.
It's a cool day in Philadelphia, and the weather could definitely be a factor today, especially in the kicking game, as it's also a very, very windy afternoon. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Veterans Stadium. I'm Joel Myers alongside Paul McGuire, and today we'll be watching two of the most gifted athletes in all of professional sports. Quarterback Randall Cunningham of the Eagles, Paul. He has truly redefined the position.
He certainly has. I talked to his coach yesterday, the quarterback coach, Doug Scoville, and I said, what makes him so much better? And he thought for a second, and he paused, and he looked at me, and he said, Paul, his running ability. We know that he can throw the football and he can get away from on-rushers. But when he gets into a running lane, he can cover the distance. He's a 4.5 40 man.
An amazing story for the Los Angeles Raiders on the other sideline. The return of Bo Jackson for his third season as a Raider.
You know, Bo Jackson is a different type of an athlete. I think Al Davis really put it well when he said, here's a young man that can play two professional sports, baseball and football. Don't be critical of him. Enjoy him. Encourage him. And I'll tell you another thing, Joel. Here's a guy, Bo Jackson, on artificial surface. He's at home.
Well, his home on the artificial surface in baseball is Royal Stadium. He has that luxury today once again. He doesn't enjoy that same situation, though, at the Coliseum in Los Angeles. And look at the difference for Bo in this his 19th professional football game on the turf, as opposed to grass fields. And you know what, Paul? I'd love to see, before it's all over, a match race between Bo Jackson and Herschel Walker.
I'll take Herschel.
I'll take Herschel. I had a funny feeling you were going to move in that direction.
I think I'll take Herschel.
Jeff Jager has it teed up for the Los Angeles Raiders. The former Washington Husky kicking off to Mark Higgs and Heath Sherman. And we're underway in Philadelphia. And Jager really gets into this one. It'll be taken by Higgs about 8 yards into the end zone, a touchback. And the Eagles offense will start with it at their own 20-yard line. Offensively, that line anchored by their center, David Alexander. Mike Shad, Ron Sold, according to Randall Cunningham, the best offensive lineman he has had since he's been here in Philadelphia. And joining Randall Cunningham in the backfield, Tony and Byers. Byers, the brilliant pass catcher out of the backfield. Chris Carter, Ron Johnson getting his first start of the season. And Johnson with only one catch so far coming into today. And the tight end, one of the very best in all of football, Keith Jackson. The give goes to Tony. Very little there. Past the 22. Only a gain of 2. This defense has been so tough against the run over the last 2 weeks for the Los Angeles Raiders. And are they ever large? Golick having so much fun. The former Cleveland Brown in the middle of the nose tackle position. King, Robinson, Benson, and Townsend, the linebackers for the Los Angeles Raiders. The secondary, great second-year man Terry McDaniel, Washington Harden, and also Eddie Anderson, who had an interception last week. Second and long for Cunningham. 2nd and 8. His own 22-yard line. Johnson and Carter, the two wide receivers. They'll keep it on the ground, though, with Tony. Huge hole. First down, Anthony Tony. All the way to the 36-yard line. 14-yard carry.
You know, Keith Byers, not only is he a great runner and excellent receiver, but as a blocker, he is superb. He's going to number 41. Look at this block. He comes into the middle of the field, takes on Jerry Robinson, the former Eagle, blocks him, opens the hole. Tony has first down.
Over the last 2 weeks, the Raiders held the New York Jets to only 80 yards on the ground. Last Sunday against the Chiefs with Christian Okoye, they held the Chiefs to only 78 yards. But the Eagles get a first down on that 14-yard carry. Play action for Randall Cunningham on 1st and 10, and throws it behind his intended target, the tight end, Keith Jackson. Now, let's look again at that Raider defense, because they will make a switch when they go to their Pirate 50. They'll be going with an extra defensive back. They'll also bring in an extra down lineman. It'll bring up 2nd and 10. The ball at the 36-yard line. Here come the extra down linemen, Mike Wise and Mark Mraz. The extra defensive back, 35-year-old Mike Haynes, who was a starter at the corner last year. Almost hard to believe at the age of 34. 2nd and 10 now. With Cunningham at the Eagles at their own 36. Tony bottled up in the backfield. Wise has him. Scott Davis dropping Tony for a loss of a little bit better than 2 back at the 34.
The big problem on that play, Davis did a great job, no question about it, but the left guard, Mike Shadd, never got out of the way. I mean, you got to get out of the way of the runners when they're running with the football. If you can't block somebody, get out of the way.
3rd and 12, and now the Raiders making that adjustment, bringing in an extra defensive back. Seth Lee coming in. So the nickel alignment, 5 defensive backs in there now for the Los Angeles Raiders. Out of the shotgun on 3rd and 12. Cunningham has problems. Breaks away, though. Will he be able to run for the first down? No, he's dragged down from behind by Greg Townsend. He's short of the first down by about 5. Pulled down at the 41-yard line. Townsend is so large, but at the same time, Paul, so quick.
He's so quick, but Cunningham, you know, we talked about it right at the beginning, about his ability to run with the football. We know he can throw. We know he can get away from people. Here's how he gets away from people. Now look at the pressure. Jerry Robinson from the outside, number 57, does not make the tackle, cuts off his own man. Then Townsend, with his excellent speed, finally catches Cunningham. If you see Byard 41 out front, had Cunningham gotten by, he'd have been gone for about another 10 or 12 yards.
John Telchik with a 40-yard average to start the day. Kicking it away, and it's off the end of his foot. A wobbler, but he gets a favorable bounce to Bobby Joe Edmonds, who will not touch it. It rolls dead inside the 25 at the 22-yard line. A 38-yard punt by Telchik with no return. And the Eagles defense, you hear that roar on the field because the Eagles defense is on the field for the first time today.
She's all ours. Going into business, got something new. Gonna spend the time, red, white, and blue. I'm coming through this far. Nice place.
How about some customers?
Ladies' night.
Great place, guys. Who did your decorating?
My great-grandfather Albert had some complicated ideas. Understanding this Einstein's theory of relativity just takes relatives. See, my new Rolls 88 Royale carries 6, plus front-wheel drive and 3800 engine for superb passing. It's perfect for today's nuclear family. You don't have to be an Einstein to figure that out.
Get up to a $1,000 cash bonus on a 1990 88 Royale. See your Rolls dealer today.
If you have a house. Up tight end, David Little, he hits Mike Haynes, and this is where it all starts. Then they had a little pushing and shoving, and that's what basically a lot of the screaming was. And they were screaming for the defense. They love them.
These two teams haven't gotten together all that often as they work on the hand of the offensive lineman, Ron Solt. Tested positive for steroids and missed the final preseason game, the first 3 regular season games, but these two teams have only met 4 times during the regular season, but they did get together once in the postseason. Talk about that in just a second. Now, on the offensive line, they've got Don Mosbar back after Turk started last week at center. And in the backfield, Jackson will not start. It'll be Smith and Mueller, but we'll see Jackson very early. Galton, Fernandez, the wide receivers, with plenty of speed at the wideout position for Los Angeles. Mueller's the motion man on 1st and 10 from the 22. Smith gets it. Power football. That's what the Raiders want to play. But trying is behind his right tackle and right guard. It's a gain of close to 6 out near the 28-yard line. When the Raiders adjust in 2nd and 3rd down passing situations and go to their 3 wideout offense, Bo Jackson will enter the game.
as well as the extra wide receiver Mike Alexander. Double tight end set now for the Raiders.